Welcome to this library session for Professor Robert Wallace's HRDV 5700 Career Management course. The examples, databases, and services presented here are specifically tailored to your assignment for this class. However, we hope you find them useful in your other courses as well. My name is Mary Ann Irwin. I am the Business and Management Librarian at Webster University Library in St. Louis. This presentation will cover the basics of getting help from a librarian and the basics of finding research guides that will help you get started. We'll talk about how to select and search authoritative, reliable information sources by thinking about who and why those sources are published in the first place. We'll do this in the context of finding research for your assignments, which, as I understand, includes finding career information and articles on human resources development topics. Before we talk about resources, let's talk about how you can get help. We at the library welcome questions, and we know that everyone is probably going to have some questions at some point. And we know that when you are taking an 8 or 9 week course, you can't afford to remain stuck for very long. So, start at the library homepage, library.webster.edu. Then, we'll go to the Research Help column in the bottom half of the page. The items listed in this section provide a lot of information and guidance. First, we'll click the Ask a Librarian link. On the left of the Ask a Librarian page, you can see our contact information. We have professional librarians on staff during the day, evenings, and weekends. They are happy to talk with you by phone, or you may contact them via email. Note the chat box at the bottom left of this screen. We offer a chat service staffed by our professional librarians 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Above the chat box, we have a link to our subject liaison librarians who support students and faculty in various subject areas. If you want to schedule an appointment about your business or management research, contact me to schedule an appointment. Next, let's look at research guides. Remember, to access them, click the link near the bottom of the library homepage. There are research guides for most academic departments and programs. Research guides bring together in one place different kinds of resources and provide help in using those resources. Let's click on the link for Human Resources Development. The HRDV Research Guide is a place to start with topics and assignments in this area. As your subject librarian, my contact information will appear in the Help column on each business and management guide. On each research guide, note the tabs near the top. Use these to access databases and websites to find specific formats of information, articles, books and ebooks, help with citation, and more. When you have an assignment, in addition to asking your professor what formats of information he or she requires, also think about who might write about the topics you want to research and where they might publish. The United States government is one of the top collectors and producers of data and information in the world. They are a great source for career information. To access it, we've collected some U.S. government websites on that tab on the HRDV Research Guide. we're going to check out some websites of two government agencies. From the Bureau of Labor Statistics site, which is www.bls.gov, under the Publications tab, we'll look quickly at the Career Outlook page. We'll also take a look at the Occupational Outlook Handbook for more in-depth career information. And then, from the ONET Resource Center, we'll look at how to find additional information on how to prepare for occupations and careers. The Career Outlook website provides overview information and comparisons of occupations. On this page, Business Careers, Occupations, Earnings, and Prospects uses data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics on occupational growth and employment and wage data from the American Community Survey to create a graphic on the top 10 occupations for 16 to 34-year-olds with a bachelor's degree in business. Pages like this and other pages on this site can help you to keep up with what's going on in your area. Going back and looking at the BLS's Occupational Outlook Handbook page, notice that you may search or browse by occupational group. On the left of this slide is the management group, which includes pages for managerial occupations such as administrative services, advertising, promotions and marketing, financial and HR managers, to name only a few. The screenshot on the right of this slide shows the report for human resources managers. Note the tabs across the top that provide access to information about what these managers do, their work environment, the education, work experience, and skills suggested, and how to become one, and data on pay and job outlook. Check out the Similar Occupations tab to orient this HR manager occupation within the broader occupational field. On the More Information tab, this page suggests some of the most reputable HR industry associations. For example, the Society for Human Resource Management. You might want to peruse some of these for additional information. However, remember, if you are going to use websites, blogs, or online information sources, think about the people or organizations who create the content. Think about the pages or website's authority, reputation, and its purpose. That is, who's writing these pages and why. This may help you to think about whether you should really cite this information in your projects. Note that near the bottom of this page, you will see a link to the ONET website. We're going to look at this next. But before we leave this slide, note that BLS has suggested a citation for information gathered from this website. While this citation may not be your preferred citation format, such as APA, these types of citations will often give you the pieces of information you need to create your own citations, should you use this information in your paper or project. ONET Online the Occupational Information Network, is developed under the U.S. Department of Labor's Employment and Training Administration. It is a free source of occupational information and serves as the basis for their career exploration tools, which workers and students might use to look for careers or to change careers. On the ONET website, you can browse or search for occupations. Here I have searched for marketing and access the report for marketing managers. ONET focuses on job tasks, skills, tools, knowledge, and abilities that might make one successful in this occupation. At the bottom of the page, one may click Cite this page to open a pop-up window showing the most used citation styles, including APA. Let's return to the HRDV Research Guide. Next, from this guide, we'll follow the link to the Main Business and Management Research Guide to explore the IBIS World Industry Market Research Database. To help you place the careers that you are studying in context, it may help you to think about how people influence and are influenced by the industries in which they work. Then, back at the HRDV Research Guide, we'll take a look under the Articles tab to see how to find topical articles from journals, trade publications, and business and popular magazines in the Business Source Complete database. To access library databases and resources, such as ebooks and online journals, you must first log in so that our system authenticates you as a currently registered student, faculty, and/or staff member. Log in with your last name and your Webster ID number. If you do not know your ID number, notice that there is a link for finding help to find it. If career success equals industry success and vice versa, it might be helpful for you to place careers within the trends and outlook of an industry. On the Business and Management Research Guide, click the Industry tab and then select the IBIS World Industry Market Research Database. To help you focus on to find appropriate reports, you might ask yourself, if a successful employee became an entrepreneur, in what industry would he or she practice? To get a complete picture, you might need to check out multiple industries. Here's a search on the keyword financial in IBIS World. From the list of reports, the one for financial planning and advice might show you one piece of the picture. The reports on industrial banks and investment banking and securities may help you to round out the forces that affect those employed in the financial services sector. Or you might find it helpful to search for other business opportunities or fields associated with the industry, for example, accounting. From the homepage of the Financial Planning and Advice report, we can explore the industry definition. The supply chain links are to reports on key economic drivers of the industry, for example, investor uncertainty and per capita disposable income. On each report, the supply chain will show supply, demand, and related industries and link to those reports if available. This may give you a broader understanding of both current and future occupational trends in this and related industries. Click the tabs across the top of the report to see the current industry at a glance and performance, the industry outlook, and competition, including major employers. The Industry Outlook page projects 5 years into the future. Check here to assess information such as competition for your firm's brightest employees, trends that may affect hiring, retention, training and retraining, and new jobs or occupations. If you are in the HR department at a large firm, industry reports may help you to project impacts on your workforce and your own career. Next, let's turn our attention to finding articles from popular and business newspapers and magazines, trade publications, and academic peer-reviewed journals. Each of these types of periodicals has a purpose, and those who write for them generally have differing levels of expertise and reasons for publishing in them. Popular and business newspapers and magazines like Time, Forbes, and the Wall Street Journal are written by staff writers for the general population that is interested in business. They often report current events and give the broader context of an event. Trade publications are most often written by practitioners in an industry or a business function. An example is the periodical HR Professional. These publications will often report real-world management applications and industry-specific news. Academic journals are written by researchers and professors and often report theoretical or experimental research. If you're writing a university-level paper, often your professors will require that you read and cite mostly journal articles. The Business Source Complete database is the library's largest periodical database, covering thousands of magazines, trade publications, and journals. Access the database from the Articles tab of the HRDV Research Guide. The database opens to a search form with 3 search boxes. Here you enter the main keywords or phrases that describe what you want to know. To begin, enter 1 keyword or concept in each of the search boxes. 2 or 3 search terms are generally all that's needed to get started. Here we see a search for career and engineer and salary. The asterisk or star character at the end of each word takes the place of variant endings. So engineer asterisk will retrieve article results containing the word engineer or engineers or the career field of engineering. In this example, I have limited the publication date of the articles to those published since 2010 by using the date slider to the left of the search results. This search retrieved 164 results. They are displayed in relevance order. To read the full text of the articles, click on the HTML or the PDF icon below the item. To see the record for each article, click the article title. From the article record, notice the Tools menu on the right. Here you will find ways to print, email, and save each item, or add the reference to a folder and deal with only those items you have selected all at once. Also on the Tools menu is an icon for Cite. Click this and the database displays the citation for this article in the most often used styles, including APA. You might copy and paste the citation into a Word document, and with a little cleanup of capitalization, you're ready to get started on your paper. Let's return to the result list of 164 articles. In addition to limiting results by publication date, you may also limit a search by source type. This is how you would look for academic journal articles or trade publications. You might also use the subject list to find other search words to add to your search. For example, we can see that the database uses the subject term wages to search for either or both salary or wages. Change the third line of your search form to include both terms with an or between them. So your search line would now read SALAR asterisk or wages. So that would search for the singular and plural of salary or salaries or wages. Here's another search on how career development or training of engineers influences their retention or job satisfaction. Notice that I've broken those terms and synonyms into 3 lines on the search form. These results that are displayed are limited to those from trade publications. Take a quick look at the article and periodical titles. Here are the same search results, except these are limited to journal articles. Notice how much longer and more technical the article titles have become. If you need help while you're searching this library database or another, notice that there is a chat box on the right side of the database page. As we have already heard, library chat is monitored 24/7, except for federal holidays. Also on this slide, I have added the first and third article to a folder. On the right side menu bar, a box labeled Folder Has Items has opened to display them. Click on Folder View to manage these citations. From the folder view, you may print, email, or save the records for all items in your folder using the toolbar on the right. You are given the option to print, email, or save the entire detailed citation and abstract for each citation, or you may elect to save your entire list of records in one of several citation formats. You may email the PDF of the documents to yourself as attachments. If you want to save or print the PDF documents, you will need to download or print these one at a time. A note of caution here. This folder of items will only remain while this browser window is open and active. If you want to save this folder of citations or the search for use later, you must sign in to My EBSCOhost and create an account. This will allow you to store searches and folders on the EBSCOhost cloud. And finally, please remember that if you need help with searching the library databases or using library services, click the Ask a Librarian link found on most library pages. From the library homepage and on the Research Guides homepage, remember that you may also link to help with citation. Here, you may find links to writing resources, including Webster's Online Writing Center if you need additional support. We are here to help. You have only to ask. Good luck with your class and with your career.